Fake HOA grilled my nephew on site. He's a Homeland cyber defense specialist. I swear, this neighborhood could have been paradise, the kind of place where porches stay lit past dusk and kids ride their bikes in lazy circles without a worry in the world. But every Garden of Eden's got its serpent. Ours wore a fleece vest with HOA enforcement duct taped to the back and carried a clipboard like it was a sword of justice. I moved to Summerwood Pines last winter, trying to get a fresh start. After my divorce and a layoff, I scraped together enough to co-sign a place with my sister, just a few miles out of Raleigh. I worked from home, mostly IT contracts and data recovery, but the real reason we moved was for my nephew, Marcus. Marcus is 24, brilliant in that quiet, intimidating way. Doesn't say much, but when he does, you listen. He had just been hired by Homeland Cyber Defense, one of those deep clearance jobs where they scan your entire bloodline and still ask you to lie low. For security reasons, we didn't even put his name on the mailbox. That didn't stop her. Karen, yes. Her real name is Sharon, but nobody calls her that, lived across the cul-de-sac in a house that looked like Pinterest threw up on it. Garden gnomes, plastic flamingos, seasonal wreaths every 3 days. She called herself acting HOA president after the old board dissolved 6 months ago. Thing is, there wasn't an HOA anymore. The builder dropped the covenant. The residents voted it out. But that didn't matter to Karen. She printed fake newsletters, handed out rules she wrote herself, and harassed newcomers like she was guarding Buckingham Palace. One Thursday morning, I was on a Zoom call in the den when I heard raised voices outside. At first, I figured it was a delivery guy having trouble, but the tone was all wrong. When I stepped onto the porch, my blood ran cold. Karen had Marcus backed up against our mailbox, jabbing a finger at him. Her face beat red. He stood there, calm but firm, holding a parcel and his coffee. "I'm asking you again, name, address, and purpose of visit. You don't belong here." She barked. Marcus didn't flinch. "Ma'am, I live here." With who she snapped. "My aunt. This is our house." "You're not on the HOA record," she insisted, waving her clipboard like it was a subpoena. "And we don't allow strangers to loiter around the mailboxes." Marcus glanced at the box. "I was checking the mail." "I have the right to question anyone," she yelled, "especially men sneaking around government property." He blinked. "You think this mailbox is government property?" That's when I came down the steps. "Karen, that's my nephew. Back off." She whipped around to me. "You need to submit his documentation. I've already filed a warning for noncompliance." I laughed. "There's no HOA here." "Karen, wrong," she hissed. "Summerwood Pines deserves order. You think we'll just let anyone in here at that moment?" I saw something in Marcus change. He was gripping his parcel tighter than he should, and that's when I realized she'd touched him. His arm, probably tried to take his bag. The moment she stomped back across the street, muttering about calling security, Marcus just handed me the mail, turned, and walked inside. But that calm, that wasn't peace, that was containment, and it wouldn't last. The next day, Marcus didn't go to work, not physically, at least. He stayed in his room with 3 screens on, fingers flying across keyboards. I could hear him murmuring to someone through his headset. When I brought him coffee, he asked, without looking up, "Auntie, can you ask the neighbors if there was ever a Karen-led HOA legally registered here?" I raised a brow. Why she printed federal emblems on one of those flyers, claimed mailbox inspection rights. That's mail tampering, isn't it? "Yep," he nodded. "And impersonating a federal officer if she's presenting herself as government-affiliated on postal matters. I'm building a file." That night, Marcus showed me a PDF screenshots, street camera footage from a nearby city pole, timestamps of Karen opening other people's mailboxes while checking for contraband. Worse, she had a little group, a mini task force of 3 other residents, older folks with too much time and not enough fact-checking. They were keeping logs, sharing suspicious behavior in a Facebook group labeled Summerwood Safety Squad. The deeper Marcus dug, the more it unraveled. Karen was using a fake nonprofit EIN, registered under her niece's daycare business, to print official-looking warnings. She even forged signatures from neighbors long moved away to fabricate votes reinstating HOA rules. We sent everything to the county. Then we waited. What happened next hit like a thunderclap. On a breezy Tuesday, a white Dodge Charger with tinted windows rolled up. Two agents from the Department of Homeland Security stepped out. Not local cops, not postal inspectors, Homeland, suits, badges, real authority. I was out trimming hedges when they approached Karen's house. Within 5 minutes, voices rose. 10 minutes later, her porch was covered in flyers, binders, and a fake HOA handbook with confidential stamped on it. Neighbors started gathering. Phones came out. One DHS agent raised his voice. Clear as day. You cannot impersonate a federal entity. Ma'am, especially not in matters involving classified personnel. Karen shrieked. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know he was a spy? He's not a spy. He's a national cybersecurity officer. And you accessed federal mailboxes. That word national echoed down the cul-de-sac like a gunshot. Within hours, it was everywhere: local news, Reddit, TikTok. HOA Karen tries to detain Homeland Defense Specialist. One of the porch cam videos hit 1 million views in under 24 hours. Hashtags lit up. Karen v. Cyber. Krukshik fake HOA. Don't mess with the mail. The backlash was brutal. Karen's job, part-time admin for a charter school, placed her on indefinite leave. Her niece disavowed her on Facebook. Even her so-called squad turned on her. One of them came to apologize with cookies. I took them inside and laughed my first real laugh in months. 2 weeks later, a town hall was held at the local library. Not about Karen, about Summerwood. Marcus stood up, clean-shaven and calm, and addressed the room. I'm not here to prosecute a neighbor. I'm here because this can't happen again. Communities fail when fear leads to fake authority. We need transparency, not tyranny. We need respect, not suspicion. People clapped. Some even cried. That night, 3 homes took down their HOA watch signs. Others started a real, informal neighborhood committee, just good folks looking out for each other, not policing each other. Marcus got a letter last month, a commendation, not for tech work, for exemplary civil integrity and discretion under community duress. He framed it, but stuck a sticky note on the glass. Some people fight wars online, others right on their front porch. Call to action. Have you ever seen fake authority taken too far? Do neighborhood power trips cross the line into dangerous territory? Let us know in the comments, because standing up to abuse doesn't require a badge. Just courage. Share your story. Defend your block. Speak the truth.